And welcome back to the Morning Brew today. I'm Larry Ahrens, and this part of our program today brought to you by the ABQ Free Press. Albuquerque Arts and Entertainment magazine is now merged with ABQ Free Press, and you get the same great arts and entertainment coverage now with a healthy dose of investigative journalism from ABQ Free Press. So they've covered the gamut. ABQ Free Press available free all over town. Grab a copy. Our next guest's all about local treasures in the art community, and we certainly have a vibrant art community here in Albuquerque and around New Mexico. I want you to meet Colgate Craig, who is owner of Framing Concepts Gallery. Colgate, welcome to the show. Good to have you here.
Proud to be here.
Thank you. And with us today is Dianna Shomaker, who is one of the honorees, 2014 local treasure. How does it feel to be called a local treasure?
Well, it feels quite wonderful, as a matter of fact.
Good, good. Colgate, you're honoring several local artists who the organization feel make a real valuable contribution to the art community here. Can you talk about it a little bit?
Absolutely. The Albuquerque Art Business Association, a small group here in Albuquerque of about 30, 40 members, came up with the idea that we should honor in some way artists who give out to the community. So we formed a local treasures, which we're now having the 7th annual local treasure show.
Wonderful.
And this will be held Sunday, September 7th at the Albuquerque Art and History Museum from 1 to 3 p.m.
How many local treasures are being inducted this year?
This year we will have 9. 9 treasures, and this will make us our 7th year and a total of 53.
Wonderful. How'd you find out you got selected, Dianna?
Colgate told me, as a matter of fact.
That's wonderful. Do we have some? I think we have some examples of Dianna's art here. Let's have a look. I want to see your work here.
All right.
There we go.
Can you walk us through this, Colgate?
Well, I think Dianna would be in a better shape to talk about her art than I would be.
All right.
Well, this is one of the typical kinds of abstracts I do. I like to abstract and make impressionistic paintings rather than really precise ones. But then when I tell you that, I also do some very precise ones.
I really like that piece.
And thank you.
I could be a fan.
Good.
I like that a lot.
Wonderful. Well, it's based on the whole idea that when you have change, you have two edges coming together, and energy's higher, and things happen. And so that particular painting has where the yellow is coming down, and then the black and the grays. See, right in there, then you see there's an awful lot of activity around in the yellow, especially where it meets up with the darks. And so my paintings are designed to give you new way to look at the painting. Not that it's new ways for people in general, but to not just look at the painting and say, oh, I see a horse in there, or I see a, et cetera, but to figure out something more in the painting that it actually takes you deeper, and then into this whole idea of that's where the energy is and change happens.
Well, I think artists themselves are very interesting people, and I'm looking at your background, and you've done a lot of things in your life, and are still doing them.
Yes.
In addition to art, you've been in the health care industry as a public health nurse. You've been a professor, a researcher, a dean. Where were you dean?
I was the associate dean for distance education at the University of New Mexico College of Nursing.
Been an anthropologist. Mm-hmm. You just have so many interests, don't you?
Yeah. I think there are a few more left in me.
Good.
They haven't been developed yet. They're coming.
Good for you. And how long have you been painting and creating art?
Well, you know, every artist has that story about how they drew their first person when they were 3 or whatever. So I did all of that. And when I was in high school was the first time I took an organized art class, and then I went on to college as an art major for 2 years on art scholarships from that painting that won me the scholarships.
Wow.
So it's been off and on, but then I went into nursing and painted on the kitchen counter, a few things here and there. Took a few art workshops along the way, and then always said when I retire, I'm going back to art full-time, have a studio, and get really serious about it. And so I've done that.
Good for you.
So it's a lifetime.
Colgate, can you name drop a few more people that are being honored?
Well, I don't remember them all.
That's
I remember Dianna, of course, because she's our representative. But if anybody is interested in coming to the museum, we'd love to see them. If they want to know more about the other artists, the other honorees, they can stop by any participating gallery and pick up a brochure, which will give a mini bio of each one and give all the details about the openings, not only at the Albuquerque Art Museum, but also at the individual galleries.
Well, all of these artists, including Dianna, have their own fan club, if you will. I'm sure you have people that collect your art. How gratifying is that?
It's quite exciting.
I bet it is.
It is. It's wonderful, yeah. And it also kind of keeps you honest. You know, you keep saying, oh, well, this is a good painting, and then you know that you wouldn't want your friends or your collectors to buy it. And you struggle some more, and you finally make it come out to be maybe a better, decent painting. Yeah.
I'm going to run through some more images that you guys brought, and whoever knows what this is, speak up and tell us what we're looking at here.
I'm afraid I can't help much there.
You can't, don't know what that is? That's a beautiful piece.
It is. It
They're
looks
all,
like a sculpture.
they're all great.
Looks like a sculpture.
Yeah.
These are all representative of the artist. This is a little more
Yeah.
modern art.
That's
we have that in there
wonderful,
too.
Yes.
That's so particularly wonderful because art has branched out into so many areas that it didn't used to. You know, we're not the old masters. We're not abstract expressionism. And so it allows you to create things that other people have thought were junk.
Another thing I know about artists is that you love other artists' work.
Oh, absolutely.
You appreciate it so much.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm sure you have a group of artists that you admire and watch their work all the time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's the nice thing about the art community. Everybody appreciates everybody else.
That's quite true.
It's really wonderful. I'm a docent down at the Albuquerque Museum of Art and History, and that brought me way closer to art. What Andrew Connor does down there for the docents and educating them every time a tour comes in has actually given me a tremendous background that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
We've had Andrew on the show many times. Every time there's a new exhibit, he's down here.
He's wonderful.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He really knows his stuff, too.
Yeah.
Well, this is, and I want to know a little more about the Albuquerque Art Business Association. How is that formed and what's it based on, Colgate?
The Albuquerque Art Business Association started back in 1990, which brings us upward. We're close to a 25th year next year.
Wonderful.
Yeah. It started by the inspiration of Pam and Don Michaelis, who are into another type of thing now, into music. And we represent galleries in Albuquerque for the business of promoting them and trying to get more and more people into galleries. We have we're frequently known as the Arch Crawl people.
Yes.
Because we have the Arch Crawl monthly. We have a first Friday every month. And in the various quadrants of the city, we have an opening galleries once a quarter. So we have many individual openings, like our opening for Dianna will be this Friday night, the first Friday, at our gallery, Framing Concepts, from 5 to 8 this evening, during the evening, and also at the museum on Sunday.
It's a big weekend for you, Dianna.
It's wonderful, yes.
Yes.
Big weekend. Okay, so reception for Dianna
will be
Friday
from
night
5.
at Framing Concepts, and then the event that we're talking about is Sunday afternoon, 1 to 3, on September 7th at the Albuquerque Museum of Art and History, and all the honorees will be there.
Right, and that's where they can see and meet all of the honorees.
And you'll have past honorees there as well.
Yes, they're always invited.
Wonderful.
And we'll each have a couple of paintings so that people can see the kind of art we do.
It's great to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah,
Thank
congrats
you.
on the honor.
Thank you.
Dianna Shomaker at Colgate, thank you for coming down.
Thank you.
And we want to thank ABQ Free Press for this segment today. ABQ Free Press, look for it all over town. The Morning Brew will continue in just a moment.